I'm here with head coach Matthew Driscoll, UNF men's basketball head coach. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Obviously, it's been a trying time these last couple of weeks. We've just unfortunately lost our fifth game in a row, which is uncharted waters for us. And I was just trying to figure it out, trying to continue to work, continue to grind, so to speak, as you get into that month of February, which is that month prior to the tournament.
Yeah.
And really trying to help the guys understand as well too. And of course, there's basketball things that need to be fixed, but also just some mental things where we've got to do a better job being not only focused, but understanding that the littlest details make the biggest difference.
Yeah, I definitely understand that from an athlete perspective.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've right up the alley on that one.
Yeah.
Riding a bike and steeplechase. You know both.
You got to do a lot.
Yeah.
And it's mental. I have a few questions. What do you think, how's the NBA changed over the past years, like foul calls, three-point shooting, like the speed of the game, and has that affected college basketball as well, or is that
I think
separate?
No, I think in the early 80s, it's such a bad deal. Either the lockouts and the attendance was so bad and all those kind of things was going on that the commissioner at the time, David Stern, knew that change had to come into play. In order to do that, how do you make it more fair and friendly? How do you make it more fun? Well, everybody loves scoring.
Yeah.
So how do we make it so there's more scoring?
Yeah.
So they changed all the rules. They changed the way things work. So because of that, the big guy, the dominant center, those kind of people, the physicality, the low scoring kind of went by the wayside. So now you were trying to look for guys that were more Kevin Durant-ish, LeBron James-ish, guys could play multi-positions. I call them hybrids. Guys that could do things like shoot threes, dribble, handle, pass.
Yeah.
So as it trickles down to college, college started seeing that. College was a foul, grind it out, 45-second clock.
Yeah.
Three-point line didn't come in until about 87, came back in. It was short, and then it became consistent and even longer. So I think college basketball saw the NBA and thought, well, we got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
How do we make it more fan-friendly? How do we make it, and then also, too, how do we eliminate some of the fouling? And what their hopes is they would change the rules and that you would adapt to them.
Yeah.
Which I think college basketball has, because they want to make sure they keep it within that 2-hour time frame of playing the game as well too, which is another beautiful thing about our sport. I mean, it's 72 degrees. It's there's no rain, there's no snow. So because of that, in the inside deal, they wanted to keep it $1.45 to 2-hour window.
Yeah.
So I do think there was a really a correlation between how the NBA did it, and also too, if you look at our arenas, the way the scoreboards are, the way all the excitement and the fanfare and the marketing and all that, that's a lot of NBA too.
It gets pretty similar. I can see that.
Not a question I was expecting.
Well, I have another one.
Oh, okay, but I'm not expecting.
I don't know if you're expecting this one. How has the player attitude changed over the recent years? Like, for example, Jimmy Butler in the summer when he wanted to leave the Timberwolves, he kind of became like a little child, like just refusing to play for them. And now Anthony Davis requesting his trade. Do you think players got too much
entitlement?
Yeah, or like especially throughout social media and stuff like that. Do you think it has a negative impact on the game currently?
I think first and foremost, social media is such a huge impact because everything can firestorm like that and be all over the world quickly. And when you look at the Jimmy Butler case, for instance, because these guys make so much money, and the owners are paying them. So, and the owners are paying them because they put people in the seats, which allows them to have advertising, which allows them to make money. So I think they're going to work as best they can with those people to make sure that those people are there. And sometimes the coach ends up getting fired, and sometimes they end up trading other players because they want to do what they think is best for this particular player.
Yeah.
And then a guy like him goes to Philadelphia, and all of a sudden he says a couple things, and now Joel Embiid's on the so it's a constant battle at that level with those mega stars. And when you look at a guy like Anthony Davis, we were talking about this the other day, you wish that it wouldn't have to be on social media, and you wish that he could just do this privately, and then all the other things wouldn't come along with it. But because it is, now you're saying, and Anthony Davis, I knew him when he was getting recruited and I saw him and knew about him and all those kind of things, is a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
And I don't know Jimmy Butler at all. He seems like a good guy. He's done a lot of great things with his money.
You always hear both sides. Some people say something bad, but that's also how social media goes. People say whatever they want to say because they're kind of hiding behind the social media aspect.
But the thing about this is, though, like, owners allow these guys to be able to, like, he was coming in requesting a trade, and I don't want to play with these guys, and practicing and playing with the team.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that doesn't want to be there, and these guys got to play along with him because they're all getting paid $8 million. So be quiet and do what you're supposed to do and win the games.
Yeah.
So there's where the professional part of it comes in as well too, where you have to, sometimes there's people you don't like to work with or you don't want to work with, and that's the way life works.
That's how it is.
So I think the social media part has really firestormed a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes it, maybe even amplifies it, maybe even a little bit more. But you're talking about mega stars.
Yeah.
You're never talking about the guy that doesn't blood.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I don't think it makes those guys a bad person.
Yeah.
I think it just makes a situation unfortunate, because I think it does put a little bit of a cloud over top of athletes.
Yeah.
And, acting like a little spoiled baby and all those kind of things. And in reality, it's such a profession and such a business. You're one ACL away from never playing again.
Yeah.
So it's, and the owners are paying these guys the money. People get mad. Why is that? Well, the owners are paying them.
Yeah.
So why you get mad at the players?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for that answer.
That's the second, curveball you threw.
And then kind of takes me to that you've seen Anthony Davis when he got recruited. Who would you say was the most impressive player you've seen throughout your college coaching?
That's easy.
Kevin Durant?
No doubt.
No
doubt. Like,
when you were at Baylor, you guys played him?
You got to remember now, 3 years in a row, we had the National Player of the Year. Durant, Beasley, and Griffin.
Yeah.
So you talk about, and then remember, when I was at Clemson, that was back when Duke was winning all the championships. They had all those lottery picks when Maryland was winning championships. I've seen some dudes. We were just talking about this the other day. How many dudes I've been able to in my 22 years of Division I, 31 years of coaching seen.
Yeah. But
and Durant and the thing about Durant that was special was, number one, he was very, very, very personable. Like, he was a really good human being. He really wanted to talk with you. He really wanted to have a conversation. He wanted to, no one was too little or too big for him. He was just a good human being. We'd see him in the hotels the night before because they stayed in the same hotel we did. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So it kind of separated. Now, Blake Griffin, we recruited a dog out of. We wanted him bad, he and his brother both. So I had a relationship with him. But Durant was special. He could do special things. He could play multiple positions. He defended. He rebounded. He led. He cared. And so because of all that, just when I really, really think about it and step back, I thought Durant was really, really, really very special.
Yeah. And people can relate to his speech when he got the MVP. That kind of showed of how great of a human being he was, like humble guy.
His mother wasn't afraid to make him run hills to punish him.
All right. Last two questions, kind of shorter ones. What do you think about the GOAT discussion between LeBron and MJ? Who's the better player?
GOAT,
and do you think Kobe is kind of left out of this, or do you think MJ and LeBron are actually on a little bit higher level than even Kobe?
There's probably a lot of guys that are left off.
Yes.
If you go back through time, and if you're talking eras, I think that kind of separates it as well too.
Yeah.
And I'm more of the Michael Jordan era, but have a great deal of respect for Kobe and what he did.
Yeah.
And the level that he did it for a team that he did it for.
Yeah.
And never left.
Yeah.
Not that leaving is bad, but my point is, he did it in the same place with. So there's something to be said about that. And then, to LeBron's credit, he probably took the whole position to a whole nother level.
He changed the game. I would say.
Matt. They always compare him to Magic Johnson, but he does a lot more than even Magic could do. But then it goes back to your first question. Though. The game was so different.
Yeah.
If he played back then, Bill Laimbeer, the only thing he worried about when he played the Bulls was if he could hurt Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. He could just do something to him.
Yeah.
So to me, I think the eras, the way basketball was played. But to say one is better than the other, I think it's.
I'm not a big fan of the question.
It's too fine of a line.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Are you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Actually, it's funny you said that, because driving in today, you know, when you lose 5 in a row and you have a little bit of you're depressed interiorly, and you know, you want to fix things and you want to do all that. The last thing you want to do is feel good about something. It's easy.
Kind of have fun.
Yeah, you feel like
not related to.
And you feel like you're
right
and you feel like you're cheating your guys, and you're cheating your team. So and Carrie's out of town.
Yeah.
So she actually likes watching it. She likes watching some of the stuff. She likes watching the halftime, obviously. So, you know, to answer your question is, I'm not real sure. You know, I'm a Brady fan.
Yeah. So that was the end of the question.
I'm a huge Brady fan.
Who would you want to win? The Patriots?
And, I mean,
because of Brady, and they kind of.
I just love what he stands for, meaning work, like not afraid to be coached.
Yeah.
Understand what it takes to win.
Yeah.
Hates to lose, which is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Hating to lose has got to be more painful than the joy of winning.
Yeah.
And he believes that, and he exudes that when you see him. And his preparation is second to none. Yeah. And I feel bad for Drew Brees. Like, I hurt for Drew Brees in what that became.
Yeah.
I wish that the Saints would have thrown the red flag and tried to get him for targeting.
Yeah.
And then the officials would have seen how they screwed it up.
Yeah.
And they would have said, you know what? Let's call the targeting.
Yeah.
And then they can get the ball back at least and give him, you know what I mean? Because we screwed this up.
Give him a chance.
But they never fought for the targeting, which is, I wish, because you can't challenge anything except targeting. So I wish they would have thrown it.
Yeah.
But I think Brady. I think the Patriots, and I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Let me know who wins.
I will let you know. Thank you, Coach, for the interview.
Always. Love you, bro.
And good luck for the next game.
Swoop!